This is Earth. Filled with hidden corners and beautiful places never meant to be seen. Here, striking plains reveal our bloody past. Hidden beaches whiter than snow. Relentlessly beautiful places, bravely tamed by man. And some still awaiting conquer. Somehow, moss covers the Malifell volcano in Iceland. A living juxtaposition of destruction and beauty. The tallest palm trees in the world guard the Kokora Valley. A strange adaptation for survival. We uncover these elusive corners and many more. Our journey begins in the embrace of the most ancient giants. The absolutely mesmerizing avenue of baobabs lines a dirt road in Madagascar. These stunning 800-year-old baobabs, or trees of life, grew thick trunks to store water in the dry climate, some 100 feet tall. Few travelers reach this extremely remote stretch to witness these captivating trees. Stars glow above at night here, shining bright, far away from city lights. The toadstool hoodoos scatter across Utah's Kanab Desert. Wind and water eroded softer rock faster, leaving these balanced formations, some 20 feet high, like sculptures on Mars. This quiet corner of the Grand Staircase feels untouched, drawing only the most curious adventurers. Heading east, Spiti Valley spreads across India's Himalayas. The barren plains here are dwarfed by sharp peaks. Yaks roam under prayer flags, and Dankar Gompa sits on a 12,700-foot cliff. The monastery holds a library that keeps pre-exile Tibetan texts. The Spiti River runs below, cutting through stone. This high-altitude ancient location feels far from everything. The Silfra Fissure cuts through Iceland's Thingvellir National Park. It is a clear rift between two continental plates. Glacial water, filtered through lava rock, gives this underwater canyon 100-meter visibility. Divers float, touching the North American and Eurasian plates, a rare spot to swim between both. This hidden dive site, known to few, is an adventure of a lifetime. The Pinnacles Desert is a hidden gem in Western Australia. These jagged limestone pillars formed over thousands of years as ancient seashells hardened. Then wind and rain carved them into strange shapes. Some stand 16 feet tall, casting eerie shadows at dawn and dusk. Not many venture to this quiet outback spot, a hidden gem far from city lights. Yeliu's Mushroom Rock coastline runs along Taiwan's lesser-known northern edge. Waves, wind and rain carved them over thousands of years, eroding softer stone beneath harder caps, forming slender stems. Queen's Head, a 4,000-year-old formation, is now fragile from the erosion. Waves hit honeycombed cliffs, spraying salt. Cocora Valley lies in Colombia's Andes, with green hills of towering wax palms. This valley and its giant palms are a hidden corner few travelers ever reach. These 200-foot trees are Colombia's national symbol, many over 100 years old. They are the tallest palms anywhere because the Andes' cool mist and rich volcanic soil let them grow slow and steady, safe from harsh winds. Seven Sisters waterfalls flow down Norway's Geirangafjord. The seven streams plunge like 800-foot ribbons into icy waters. This hidden secret sparkles in summer light. Glacial melt from the Nivsflow Plateau splits them, fed by one of Europe's largest glaciers. Boats glide past, but few hike the steep trails to their base. Let's travel back to Iceland, the remote Nordic enigma. It has a talent for hiding wild secrets in its volcanic heart. Jagged lava fields, fjords, and steaming springs, forged by ancient eruptions, lure only the bold. Its isolation, tectonic unrest, and sparse population keep these raw, untouched realms unseen, far from crowded paths. Our next stop takes us to a hidden corner of Iceland where Earth's fiery past still feels alive. The Berserkjaron lava field's twisted rocks were formed by a 4,000-year-old eruption. Molten lava cooled into jagged shapes, now blanketed in green moss, like an alien planet's terrain. Very few explore this remote volcanic maze, far from main routes. That brings us to Pasu Cones, towering over Pakistan's Hunza Valley. The sharp granite peaks formed through tectonic uplift and erosion over millennia, some reaching 20,000 feet. Glaciers glint nearby and ibex roam the slopes. It's a rugged, remote corner of Earth that only the adventurous ever reach. We venture next to one of the truest oddities of nature. Spotted Lake lies in Canada's west, its alien pools blooming from minerals. Summer evaporation reveals magnesium and sulfate spots, sacred to the Silks people for healing. Sagebrush rims the shore and hawks soar above. Fenced off for protection, this lake draws only those curious to seek hidden wonders. Heading back for a quick stop in Iceland, the Malafell volcano rises in the highlands. Its unique emerald cone seems stark against a black ash desert. A subglacial eruption 10,000 years ago shaped this 600-foot peak, now draped in moss. Glacial rivers snake through the sand here. Only off-road adventurers reach this remote volcanic plain, far from tourist routes. The stunning Whitehaven Beach stretches alongside Australia's Whitsunday Island. The silica sand here glows a pure white. Tides swirl the sand into spiraling patterns, creating a mesmerizing art form of blue and white. Turtles swim offshore, while stingrays glide in the shallows. Few make the boat trip to this untouched remote shore, part of a protected national park. The limestone walls of Wimbachklamm Gorge slice through Bavaria's Alps in Germany. Glacial meltwater carved this chasm over millennia, leaving misty trails and mossy rocks. Waterfalls spill from 600-foot cliffs, and pines cling to the edges. It's an alpine hideaway far from crowded resorts. Not too far away, Ramsau Berchtesgaden nestles in Germany's Bavarian Alps. The St. Sebastian Church is framed by Watzmann's 8,900-foot slopes. This postcard scene was created by glacial valleys. Peaceful streams and grazing cows are plentiful. This village is tucked deep in the national park and draws only those seeking peace far from it all. The Nubra Valley stretches within India's Ladakh region. The cold desert dunes of this hidden gem rise to 10,000 feet. High-altitude winds and glacial silt shaped these rare sands, a stark contrast to the Himalayas' snowy peaks. Yaks roam beside Buddhist monasteries near the Shok River. Few venture to this remote valley, accessible only by treacherous roads. Smoo Cave opens along Scotland's northern coast. Its vast chambers were carved by sea waves and an underground river. Its rare blend of saltwater and freshwater flows sculpted a 200-foot deep cave with stalactites dripping above. It's tucked in Sutherland's cliffs, only drawing the most curious. Valle de la Luna lies in Chile's Atacama Desert. The sandstone ridges here mimic a lunar landscape. Wind and water sculpted these jagged peaks and salt caves over millions of years, some sparkling with crystals. This dry, desolate valley is one of Earth's driest places, drawing only the most curious explorers. The Venta waterfall in Latvia has an 820-foot width, making it Europe's widest. The shallow drop lets salmon leap upstream. The Venta River carved this broad cascade over centuries. Locals from this quiet town picnic nearby. The waterfall's gentle roar and salmon jumps create a peaceful atmosphere that not many know about. Built in 1960, the floating train glides over Thailand's Pasak Chonlasit Dam. Its tracks are often submerged by seasonal floods. Heavy rains fill the reservoir, making the train seem to ride on water. Few tourists catch this spectacle, visible only in the wet season of rural Thailand. Mono Lake in California hides an oddity on its edge. Tufa towers rise here like ghostly spires. Underwater springs mixed calcium and carbonate, forming these limestone pillars. Some look like perfect hideouts for a fantasy novel. They became exposed as the lake dropped in the 1940s. Tucked off busy highways, it calls on the few seeking a glimpse of Earth's ancient chemistry. Pardon the interruption, but we're giving away freebies to everyone watching. If you love exploring our beautiful planet, there's a revolutionary new AI-powered travel app you need to know about. And Travpedia viewers get a special, free bonus just for tuning in today. It's called Trav Genius, your personal travel companion that helps you plan trips and get recommendations personalized to you from scratch, even when you don't know where to start. Already done your planning? Trav Genius also keeps everything organized in one place and manages your journey while you're on the move. You can even collaborate with friends and get smart, real-time tailored recommendations anywhere in the world. It's an absolute game changer, and we think you'll love it. The app is completely free to download. For a limited time, Travpedia viewers will get early access and a full month of the app's premium version, including powerful AI features, absolutely free. Head to travgeniusinsider.com right now before the Insider Preview registration window closes. It's completely free and you will not want to miss it. Dynjandi Falls flows gracefully down Iceland's Westfjords. The 330-foot cascade fans out like a veil. Glacial meltwater carved its tears over centuries, splitting into 7 shimmering steps. Arctic terns nest and soar nearby. Moss clings to wet rocks. Very few brave the winding roads to this coastal gem. The fall's gentle roar and layered flow mark a hidden pocket of Iceland. Lake Natron shimmers in Tanzania's Rift Valley. Its alkaline waters glow red from soda and salt. This harsh lake, too toxic for most life, nurtures millions of lesser flamingos, the world's largest breeding ground. Soda crusts sparkle under the sun and volcanoes loom nearby. Few visit this remote basin where life thrives against all odds. Dejawatan in Banyuwangi hides its fairy tale-like Trembesi trees. They were planted decades ago for shade. They grew massive root-like branches, twisting like an enchanted forest. Ferns carpet the ground in this quiet, shady grove that very few know about. Few brave the remote trails to a place where nature has drawn a very sharp line in the sand. This is the Gobi Desert, spanning Mongolia's southern edge. Its lush grasslands halt abruptly where the golden dunes rise. Seasonal rains feed the greenery, creating a sharp divide with the sand. Horses graze up to the green edge, making the contrast of life that much more vivid. Traveling eastward, the Leshan giant Buddha is an ancient marvel over China's Min River. Its 230-foot frame was carved into a cliff 1,200 years ago. Monks sculpted it to calm deadly river currents, a feat taking 90 years. Moss clings to its facade, and boats drift below. The statue draws only dedicated pilgrims. Crossing the ocean back into Asia, Zhangjiajie unfolds in China's Hunan province. The misty valleys cradle thousands of sandstone pillars. Few explore this secret rugged maze of nature. Rain and wind formed these towers over millions of years, eroding quartz sandstone into peaks that inspired Avatar's floating mountains. Vines drape their summits, and monkeys chatter below. Just a short drive north, a more secretive Utah gem waits. Tocqueville Falls flow over red cliffs near Zion National Park. This is a truly hidden desert oasis. The Leverkin Creek cut through ancient volcanic rock, forming these tiered falls that pool into a cool swimming hole. It's a secret gem known mainly by locals. This takes us back east. Lake Arashan is a remote corner in the already less visited Kyrgyzstan Tian Shan Mountains. Its turquoise waters are ringed by mountains. Streams feed the natural pools at 8,500 feet, creating an oasis for the few who wander here. Yaks graze nearby. Nomad yurts dot the valley and its outskirts. Only rugged hikers reach this retreat, very far from city noise. We travel back across the oceans again, where Preikestolen looms over Norway's Lysfjord. Its stunning flat cliff plateau sits 2,000 feet above the water. Its sheer drop was carved by glaciers over millennia, a natural stage with jaw-dropping views. Seabirds circle and pines dot the trail. Only determined hikers dare climbing to this remote lookout, tucked far in Norway. This is a true wonder of Asia. Khao Thalu hides away in Thailand's Phang Nga province. Its limestone caves weave through jungle cliffs. Rainwater dissolved the rock over millions of years, carving tunnels with stalactites and emerald pools. This maze is only accessible by kayak or trek, meaning very few ever venture to marvel its beauty. The Namib Desert stretches across Namibia, its Deadvlay clay pan cradling scorched acacia trees. A river dried up 900 years ago, leaving these skeletal giants in a white, cracked basin framed by 1,000-foot dunes. It's tucked in the world's oldest desert, drawing very few adventurers. Vadzia Cave Monastery clings to Georgia's Irasheti Mountain. "600 rooms were carved into cliffs 800 years ago. Monks chiseled these cells for worship and refuge, hiding from invaders. Vines and foliage drape entrances. The cave's silent halls offer a glimpse into a secret stronghold very few ever find in Georgia's rugged south. An oasis not many know of is hidden in Peru's Ica Desert. Huacachina is a lesser-known green paradise hugged by towering sand dunes. An underground spring feeds its lagoon, sustaining palms and legends of a mermaid's tears since pre-Inca times. Dune buggies roar nearby as the sun sets on this jewel. The tiny village draws only the most adventurous of souls. Tucked away here, Navigio Beach emerges through the limestone cliffs. The MV Panagiotis, a smuggler's ship wrecked in 1980, rests half-buried. You can only get here by boat, making it feel like a private escape. Bagan spreads across Myanmar's Mandalay region. The ancient temples here dot misty plains. Monks built over 10,000 pagodas 1,000 years ago, with 2,000 still standing today. Hot air balloons drift above at dusk. It's tucked away from Myanmar's busy cities, making this sacred site a forgotten kingdom that not many get to experience. Make sure you're subscribed and click one of these videos to dive right back in for more lesser-known wonders.